The war in the Middle East feels like it could expand quickly at any moment. United States embassies in Lebanon and Turkey were targeted by angry protesters that support Hamas and the Palestinians, despite the gruesome attack on Israel 2 Saturdays ago that targeted civilians. Of at least 13 unarmed kids, grandparents, and music festival attendees slaughtered. Watch this and see if it doesn't enrage you and bring back some very unpleasant memories. Listen. That is just outside our embassy in Lebanon. Protesters there also placing a Palestinian flag on the fence. Sure seems like they're ready for violence against America, doesn't it? And why is this happening? Simple. Because President Joe Biden and the left are weak, and they don't project American power anywhere. They see it as a bad thing. It all goes back to 2008 when President Barack Obama was first elected. His view was that a strong America had made the world a worse place. I'm not sure how, because American power has helped the world enjoy its most peaceful period ever, comparatively speaking. And yet here we are. Obama didn't see it like that. Obama saw it and still does, that America is a force for evil, not good. And when we say that Democrats don't like America, that's exactly what we mean. It's exactly what I mean. They don't like us. They don't like this country. They think its creation was a bad thing that should never have happened. How can you lead the country to prosperity when your mind operates like that? The answer is you cannot. We're all seeing the results of that in real time, that kind of thinking, with this current president, a former member of the Obama administration himself. Joe Biden took the short steps off from Air Force One to make sure he doesn't have another embarrassing fall while arriving in Israel to meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It's a nice gesture of American goodwill toward Israel, but then during his press conference, he spoke about American leadership, or rather, the lack thereof. Here it is.
Years ago, I asked the Secretary of State when he and I were working in the Senate to write something for him, and he said, he wrote a line that I think is appropriate. He said, it's not, we lead, not just, well, I won't go into it, I'll wait later. Taking too much time.
What an utter embarrassment. First of all, Anthony Blinken was never a senator. I have no idea what he's talking about there, neither does he. This is the leader of the free world. It's an embarrassment, my friends, on the world stage every single day. The man doesn't want to lead. He can't lead. In fact, Democrats don't think America should lead in anything at all. As I said before, they openly believe now that America makes everything worse. So those protests you see outside of our embassies, you'll be seeing a lot more of that. And those terrorists who have entered the country through our wide open southern border, you don't think they'll do anything either? Why? Well, you'd be wrong if you did, because right now we have a party in power that does not believe America should stand up for itself, because deep down, they hate this country. And Biden's trip to Israel comes out of a point in the war that everything could quickly spiral out of control. It wouldn't take very long at all, now would it? On Monday, the Israeli Defense Force was initially blamed for a bombing that left a hospital in Gaza devastated, and they claimed more than 500 dead. But those reports, even ones published by the New York Times, were soon proven false. It now appears the bombing was an accidental attack that happened when an Islamic Jihad rocket fired and smashed into the building when it had a misfire, except that may not have happened either. You see, new videos from several sources appear to show only the parking lot was hit at the hospital. What a mess. And even though the information was updated, the leader of the Palestinians and the nation of Jordan both said, yeah, we're done here, and canceled a visit with Joe Biden, who's in that region today. It's yet another major setback for a president that is already historically weak on the world stage. The corrections also came too late for many who are already critical of the IDF and the intense attacks on Gaza. But the truth is important. And the IDF explained it this way. Here it is.
I want to give you an announcement of the event that occurred in the hospital in Gaza. I can confirm that an analysis of the IDF operational systems indicates that a barrage of rockets was fired by terrorists in Gaza, passing in close proximity to the El Hali Al Mahdi hospital in Gaza at the time it was hit. Intelligence from few sources that we have in our hands indicates that the Islamic Jihad is responsible for the failed rocket launch which hit the hospital in Gaza. I repeat, this is the responsibility of Islamic Jihad that killed innocents in the hospital in Gaza.
Of course, the American media ran with what Hamas said about the attacks. Why wouldn't they? It said this: Israel kills hundreds and hospitals strike, Palestinians say. Well, they lied. There were many more like that as well. They just got up and they just ran with it. So that's the media in the United States. And again, sympathetic to the Palestinians for a whole host of reasons, but really it boils down to America bad. Anything and everything else good.